Now, before I tell Asante Samuel Sr. to shut up, I want to hear what Asante Samuel Sr. had to say about our Dolphins earlier this week.
Dolphins had no reason to trade Jalen Ramsey other than they're sensitive. There's no leadership in the Dolphins organization. Mike McDaniels is a pushover. Chris Greer, the general manager, he has no backbone. These guys over here, the Miami Dolphins, they are running this team like a little league team. No one can stand up to the players. They're terrified of their own players, and they have no control over their players.
Asante Samuel Sr. right there making some comments because there's been talks that his son, Asante Samuel Jr., who's a free agent, could eventually come help out the Miami Dolphins with their secondary needs from the Los Angeles Chargers. Now it's looking like maybe things are a little frayed between the two. I don't like what he said, Vlad. Number one, Asante Samuel Sr. is coming from where? What? Doesn't have anything to do with the Dolphins. Doesn't have a son on the Dolphins.
I think
the Dolphins had a multitude of reasons to trade Jalen Ramsey.
I think you're hitting everything on the head, man. I think what you're seeing a father, a former player. He was very good. He's not no prime time. I don't care what he wants to say. Like, relax. But you're seeing a father who knows how to business this business is, the business side of the sport, and is noticing that camp is about to open and his son has not gotten a call. And son is relatively still young. Yeah. Probably like, what, 26, 27 maybe?
He's played 4 years.
So he's definitely in his mid-20s. So he still should be in the prime of his career. He still has some football left, but he's not getting any phone calls. You're looking at the situation around the league. You're looking at a team, especially when you live down here. I believe he lives in Fort Lauderdale, Asante Samuel Sr. So you see the situation with the local team down here. You probably have people that you know. You have contacts in the league. You probably know what's going on. So you're wondering, why haven't they given my son a call when they desperate need at the cornerback position for this team? And who wouldn't want their son to play locally?
Asante Samuel Sr. doesn't.
You know, he would love to be able to see his son a lot playing football. So I can see it from that perspective. And I could see what he's saying because they're all in a fraternity. They talk around. If you're starting to hear all these things being said about the Miami Dolphin organization inside the organization, and you're hearing it from different people, and it's almost the similar story. There's a reputation going around the league that this is what the Dolphins are.
Yeah. Where there's smoke, there's usually fire. I understand that. I agree with that.
Somebody smoking weed. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it.
Yeah, if it smells like weed and it looks like weed, it's probably weed.
Yeah, it's probably weed. Okay, so that's what's going on.
But
not his personal shots at Chris Greer.
Call a little league team, run it like a little league team. That's a little excessive.
And I'm thinking there's not a respect. There's not a respect for the guys that are running the Miami Dolphins. And if they don't respect you, they don't respect your management, they don't respect your coaches, your general manager, then it's not going to be a good looked upon for the fan base and the franchise.
I think it's a definite overstatement by Asante Samuel Sr. But if what he is saying in essence,
overstatement, what, like little league?
It's a little league team. The inmates are running.
Maybe the way they think Mike McDaniel's running his little league. Bro. Like, I'm telling you, there's not a respect for him right now.
Right. But I'm saying this though: if the semblance of what he's saying is true, then something's definitely really wrong with the Miami Dolphins. I don't think it's as bad as he's making it out to be. I think this Dolphins team, although you may question.
Hold on. Jalen Ramsey said this. Jonnu Smith said this.
Jonnu Smith, no, he said he felt disrespected by the organization because they didn't give him the offer that he wanted, and they pity-pattied around it.
But, okay, we said there were players who were fringe players who were, 48th member of the team type players that were saying this. We said, he's just a hater. That Pittsburgh Steeler cornerback, right? There was another player that said something about the Dolphins. He was like a third string wide receiver or whatever. There were rumblings of this, and nobody really people disregarded it because it was like, whatever. Team is winning, you're just hating that you're not contributing. But now the bigger name players are saying, the more prominent name players are saying some of these things. There's a pattern.
Yeah, but also there are some guys who have not said anything like that. Like Teron Armstead's never said something like that. He's not with the team anymore. Calais Campbell, I don't understand that's their personnel and their attitude, but those are guys that have gone to elsewhere and gone to other ventures, and they haven't come out and said that. And Teron Armstead could easily, if that were the case, say something like that because he's been on every single podcast and talk show that there is except for this one. So I think once again, we live in a gray area where is it as bad as Asante Samuel Sr. is making it out to be? No. Is it as good as we hoped it would be where, Chris Greer and those guys are telling us we got this team together. This is the year we're going to be healthy and happy. No, you're always going to lie somewhere in between. But what scares me, Vlad, is like you said, usually where there's smoke, there's fire. And if a couple of people have made mentions of it, and we sometimes get the feeling that the discipline and the direction of this team can get a little skewed, then maybe there's some things they need to shore up. That's what worries me a little bit.
Nah, what it sounds to me is like they think they have the talent to win, and they just don't have the voice.
That's terrible if that's the case.
That's what it. I mean, am I wrong here? Am I grasping, or do you think that maybe the squeaky voice after 3 years has run its course? And they need a new voice?
Here's an important question.
I'm just saying.
I'm
always trying to put somebody in. I'm always trying to put a body in the streets, but it seems to me the players are trying to put the body in the street.
I want to say this. So what Asante Samuel Sr., if what he's saying is relatively true, who's to blame for that instance? Is it Chris Greer and Mike McDaniel?
Yes, listen, they're the tag team.
Is it the players? Is it the captains of this team that aren't buying in, that aren't having everybody else buy in?
Who appoints the captain?
That's going to be the coaches. And who appoints the coaches? That's going to be the general manager and owner.
And guess who gets fired first? Not the guy that's making $53 million a year.
But it's everybody's fault if that's the case, because the captains and the players and everybody has to buy in. The coaches have to have them buy in. General manager has to get the right guys, get the right situations. So what does that mean, Vlad? If the team has a winning record this year and goes to the playoffs, all is well.
No, it doesn't.
If the team has another subpar season.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't. If you have a winning season, you win a playoff game?
No, you said make the playoff. Don't try to be slick.
I'm mad.
Don't try to be slick.
If you make the playoffs.
And you made the playoff 2 years prior.
Yeah, so 3 out of 4 years.
And you're stuck. You're lost. You still haven't won a playoff game in 25 years.
But the problem with the inmates running the prison and the Little League softball team or whatever they want to call it, that all goes away if you make the playoffs.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't?
You make the playoff, you don't win, you get your...
So
you get stomped on again?
You can see a situation where this Miami Dolphins team wins 10, 11 games this year, goes to a playoff game, loses, and they end up doing a wholesale firing?
Bye-bye, Mike. Yeah,
really?
Bye-bye, Mike McDaniel.
Really?
Yes.
I don't see that.
Yo, hold up.
Let us know. 305
4 years, you would have made the playoffs, and in 3 of them, you made the playoffs. No, 4 years, you made the playoffs 3 times, and you're 0-3 in the playoffs?
So you would fire your coach?
Yes.
Like Mike Florio said earlier, sometimes the devil you know is better than the devil that you don't.
What if
you get rid of Mike McDaniel and you say not enough, and you get a new coach who's absolutely horrible?
Let me do my Ken
Harrelson.
Let me do my Ken Harrelson voice again. He gone.
Okay. I'll say this to Vlad and Dolphins fans, and I'm not saying you are, but nonetheless, be careful what you wish for. You just might get it.
Now, or be careful what you keep.
You just might keep it. But
because it might stink and fester.
I just don't see a situation making the playoffs.
You're not upgrading. You're not. You've made the playoff your first 2 seasons. You improve. First year, you made 9-8. You backdoor your way into the playoffs. Second year, you had a chance to not only win, you had a chance to be the number 1 seed, win your division. Okay, fine. Cool. You lost week 17 of Baltimore. Week 18 against your rival at home for the division, for the 2 seed. Sunday Night Football. You choked.
Yes.
Then you go to Kansas City.
Played terrible.
You froze.
You just played terrible.
Literally and figuratively, you froze. Then the following year, okay, injuries. Okay, this, that, and the other.
That doesn't matter. I don't.
I'm not. Unfortunately, I can't give you guys the injury excuse because every team suffers injuries, and these teams the good teams still find a way.
And the thing is, what happens is what happens. We don't play a mythical, championship game. We play real football. But Vlad, you make the playoffs again this year, win or lose. Let's say lose, and you are a Dolphins fan, and you believe we should blow it up, and we
I
do blow
believe
it up.
so.
Be careful
4
what you
years.
get. Just
But
be careful what you get.
Dan, how long you gonna keep this? How long? It ain't cheaper to keep all the time.
You're giving yourself a chance, though, at least.
I gave you a chance. You really didn't do anything.
I mean, you have winning records, and you're going to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Now, all you got to do is figure it out. Now, you got to take that next step.
I need that dessert.
Okay.
Yeah, the appetizer was cool.
Dolphins fans, what do you think? 305-567-0560. If the Dolphins have a winning record this year and they make it to the playoffs, but they lose the playoff game, should Mike McDaniel and Chris Greer keep their job? Yes or no?
If they what?
I said if they make it to the playoffs and they lose in the first game.
They gone.
Really? Okay, that's a buck. Keeping it a buck. We're going to keep it a buck next, Vlad. That's your, maybe you're keeping it a buck. We're going to
keep it a buck. No, you got to put it this way.
So you have to win a playoff game this year.
Yes, I don't even care if the Dolphins are the 2 seed or the 1. They get to the division, like they get the bye. If you get the bye, like you need a win.
You can't blow it up if you have the best record.
Absolutely, I can.
Man,
you choke.
Whew.
Fam, you can't be 0-4. You can't be 0-3 in the playoffs in your 3 opportunities in your first 4 seasons, and then every year you got better.
I mean, it's just a crazy world.
Except for last season. Are you kidding me?
Crazy, man.
So what? You get to the playoffs. Fine. You could have been a wild card team. Remember, the better you do, the more the expectations.
Exactly.
So if they win the division, say they somehow win the AFC East this year, or they're the 2 seed, or they're the 1. Are they going back to the 2? I think weren't they thinking about going back to the 2?
Eventually, but I think now just the 1 seed.
Okay, fine. Say, you know what? It's Saturday. I'm feeling kind of crazy. Let's say the Dolphins are the 1 seed.
Woo!
Okay.
Everybody gets a contract.
Let's say the craziness when we were doing the schedule. You know, what was it? Who was doing, if they get 9 and 10 wins, they'll be all right.
Chris Perkins was talking about
CP,
11 wins.
Right? CP,
everything goes right this year.
CP said how they can get 12 wins.
Everything
say
goes
they
right.
get the 12 wins. They're 12 and 5, they're the 1 seed.
Yeah.
You know what that means?
That means you got to win a couple of games in the playoffs.
And guess what? What does that mean? Those couple of games would be where?
In Miami.
And you have the first game, divisional game, your first home game that you've had in 25 years.
And then you lose?
And then you lose.